This is a bit of a funny video. I've had this restoration going on for 7 months now because I restored this in this video and then I started using it. And it's so useful I can't stop using it because I'm restoring 2 other buildings. And so that's a bit of a victory unto itself. Here is a video of about the half restoration, but fully working restoration of this stepladder that I found under a pile of wood that I asked hey, do you want that wood anymore? No, we're gonna throw it away, take it. There was this underneath it. And it's been messed up and all sorts of stuff, but I messed it up in a good way. So now it's super useful. And it has a bit of a character to it. Well, here's the video from last autumn that I restored this in. Several weeks ago, I happened to see a large pile of lumber in somebody's front yard, and I decided that we'd go back that night and see if anybody was there. And the owner happened to be there, and they offered that I could have all the lumber I wanted. And whenever I got a bunch of the lumber, underneath, I found this little step stool or step ladder. And well, of course I took it. And now that I have a few moments of free time, I hope to slowly work on it. So it looks like it's maybe a 1960s or 1970s stepladder. We have an aluminium hardware, but we have a lot of steel brackets and stuff like that, or fasteners, sorry. And then this is steel, but these are aluminum. And then this broke on the sides, and then this will also need to be replaced because the rivets and stuff aren't going into anything very solid. So I already have an idea now. You know, I needed time just to think about it, and now I have a good idea. It's just a matter of getting off the parts that I want to replace. So I ripped it apart, and then I found that I can punch the wood out that broke off, and I'm pretty confident I'm able to get these nails out without them breaking too much. The other one broke quite a bit, but I'm able to pull it out. So now this actually makes it easier. I don't have to necessarily punch it out. Well, maybe I still do. I haven't ever used this punch yet, so I'm glad I remembered I had this. I'm gonna use the big end on it, like so. And then this side, which I need to pull it up. I'm just popping the head up a bit so I can grab it with the corner of this. And that didn't work. Okay. I guess since I'm here, I might as well go ahead and get it mostly out. That should make it easier. The other one gave issues. I'm going to wear a bit of the wood away to make room to get around it. I wish these were more flush cutting, because then that would be easier to grab, but oh well. Oh, there we go. I had to dig down more. Now let's see if this last one will give us issues. Yep, it will. But I got it anyway, even though the head fully ripped off. Very good. Very good, very good. Well, that's one chief worry out of the way. Now I say we loosen these bolts. Well, maybe we undo the top part first. It already had the cracks running through it, so I figured it was a good time to just hack it off like that. Now I can fix this front piece, and I'm hoping that I might have a piece of oak I can put up here, because that would be really nice. But here's also another chance. We could also do something else custom with it too. So let's see. This is gonna be a choice. I was leaning towards this at first, but I realized I should probably save this for something. I can probably use that instead. They're both very beautiful though. Yeah, I'll save this one for something else. This one has a big crack running through it and it's a bit cupped, but I can just fix it by putting some pieces of wood underneath it and gluing it on there, and that'll hold it nice and steady. Definitely feel the warpage there. The crack goes out to about here. I love how I didn't even really measure it, and yet it fits. It's really cool. Now on the bottom of this, I'm going to straighten it out with these, which actually work pretty well. But also I'm going to sand this. I don't have any clamps, but that's probably for the best because I have this and this that'll unpotato chip thing. It's already pretty good, but maybe it's something else. Now that is going to be straight. Before I throw this wood away, I want to see what the brand was of this. Well, that is pretty funny. It's a sticker for Visa Travelers checks. I wonder if maybe this was on a window to a building and maybe they took it off and stuck it there. Yeah, look at that, that's pretty funny. So yeah, this must have been used by painters on some building. That actually tells quite a bit. Oh wow, I picked this up and that was literally the last thing holding this together. Forgive me, guys. I forgot to record. I got so excited. I took this out and it's now straight. I love it. Okay, so it is actually still kind of potato chipped, but it's not too bad. I can make it meat. What is bad though is it's tilted forward, and I spent a good while looking at it. Like, why is it tilted forward so much? And I realized this front piece, this is worn down, probably like a ½ inch, because this has been used so much. So I'm going to cut back on the back, or I'll add to the front. Now that I look at it, I notice that the gap is the same, and that's missing like ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, this thing's had so much wear and tear. Or maybe the bottom rod, and so somebody cut it off. But yeah, that's interesting. I love how it looks. So now what we need to do is we need to make the cross piece, and we also need to resuscitate this. I'm actually going to go as far as disassembling this so that I can glue those together. That's something that needs to be done. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to get all the measurements I need in order to make the cross braces. And I don't necessarily need to do it in the same exact spot. So I'm going to do it a little bit above and then a little bit below. So we have 14 inches. So here's the measurements, and I'm effectively going to take one board and cut this shape out of it. It's not going to look that swirly, but it's going to be similar. This wood really started chipping out really bad, and I tried cutting it away, but of course I made it too narrow, and it just went the wrong design entirely. So that was a good test piece, and now I can make it with the other one. And with this one, I'm actually going to lay it upside down underneath it. That'll keep it straight. There's the design I need. It's gonna be an odd shape, that's for sure. I think I'll probably have to mostly freehand this, unfortunately. I have skipped over a lot of questionable cuts because I just do not know what is best for this, and I don't quite have the right tools for it, but I did get it together. So that's something at least. And there we have where I can router it so they can go through each other like an X. That's how you do it. Gravity clamps can also be gravity hammers, apparently. Oh, wait. Let's remember which way it goes. That's how it goes, okay. So we were just joking about how much of a pain in the ass this was, and it really was. But, you know, I'm happy with it. Even though it's all kind of messed up, it's fine. I wanted this to be me making something nice, but I would need a bandsaw. Just like, especially the angle cuts of the table saw, or of the table saw were just they were messing with me too much. I'm done with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the tops of these a little bit, just so that this can be level and these can meet up. It's just a little bit too wide up here, but that's all. So we have that cross done, and I think now we can actually get along to taking this apart and sanding it. Oh, that's good. I thought that maybe the thread was eaten out, but it's not too bad at least. Ooh, it might be hard to put it back on though, because now it is getting tough. Nails are kind of rusted in. That tends to happen. Yeah, these nails need to go. Oh yeah, they're about to fail actually. They're rusted too. Okay. And we have these rivets or whatever on here. Must have been a handle or something on here. It's interesting, you can see the difference between the top and the bottom. But thankfully that's actually probably pretty thin, so I can take them out. Well, look at these. These turn out pretty good. And they'll look even better whenever I put linseed oil on them. But most of all, they're smooth and low risk of splinters now. And honestly, they might look kind of cool like that. I'm probably not going to film a lot of this because this is going to take a while. I noticed that there are these rivets here, and I think maybe those rivets that were on the bottom shelf were diagonal 45-degree brackets. That would probably be the most likely. Now, this is actually kind of interesting because this is the first time I restored a ladder, because I restored a few ladders throughout the years on my channel. This is the first ladder restoration where I've disassembled it and I've sanded it, so I'm really excited to see how this looks. But one thing that I have to do, that I always do, is I'm going to rebeat the rivets so that they are a lot stiffer, because you have to do that every 40 years or whatever. Oh, I may have made that too stiff. Oh well. Well, I like that it stays, that's for sure. These stationary ones, they can be pretty stiff and they'll be fine. I'm fine with it being a bit stiff because this is just rattly. Oh, that took away a lot of the rattliness. That's pretty good too. Okay, and they both don't fall down with their own gravity. I kind of like that, honestly, because it's always a little bit annoying whenever a ladder, especially this one, I'll set it and the thing falls out. It's beautiful looking. You know, I couldn't help but set up all these parts because look at this. This is all the components that are going to be our ladder. Maybe that'll end up in the thumbnail. That's already pretty good. So I'm testing it, and I feel like adding 2 inches to the front legs would make it level. Although, this 1.5 inches is pretty good too. Okay, we'll do 1.5 inch, and I'll make little things for it. I keep feeling like I'm wasting a lot of time on this, but I'm actually not. In like 10 minutes, I made these little feet. Well, feet extensions, actually. Like so. Slight change of plans. I just decided to do something different. I added a bevel to the tops of it. Isn't that so smart looking? Oh. Oh, this is great. Yeah, I'll need to loosen that up, but oh well. I only have like 15 more minutes to work, but I think I can make it. So, I need to drill holes into the aluminum tabs on the top and put screws into it. Ooh, it's starting to lock it up, okay. And then oh wow, that is so much stiffer. Now to immediately clean up and go help out of the restaurant with the other job. I am so happy with that. Oh, look at that. I'm nearing the end of the day, and my main thing that I think about this is that the 2 steps are unreliable, and this is like a shin cutter. It just cuts right into your shin. I even got a bruise on my shin because of it right here. So yeah, I need to cut that in or something. For the past 7 months, I've been using the step ladder in the restoration of this upper floor, so I haven't been able to film it. Now there are some things I want to change. I want to router this, and I want to fix this, but you know, unfortunately, this is just too useful. I can't get around to actually fixing it, so it's good enough. And yep. Now, this is going to be going in this building because I'm slowly restoring it. And I'm so glad I fixed that up because it's a nice, sturdy little ladder. I also recently found this. Look at that. This is the other ladder that I plan to do a video of, but once again, I'm just too busy to actually restore it. I have tightened that one up though, so it's a lot tighter than it was. And yeah, so I'm going to take that step ladder in here, and you know what? I think that's fitting. I'll restore these part of the way, and then whenever I'm done with a lot of this stuff, I get to do a victory lap and finish up the restoration of those. Or if I get really annoyed with some design flaw, I can fix it. But the fact that I got them to an imminently usable state is wonderful. So I consider that done. Now, to take down some of this roofing, because this roofing is basically just the paint. The ceiling metal is basically just the paint left. It's all rust on top of it. I'm going to take that stuff off and leave the sides over here. And then I think I'm going to get into business making replica pressed metal. That could be pretty cool. Well, that's pretty much it. This has been so useful for my restorations that I can't actually continue the restoration. I mean, I'll probably never restore that. That's just some random stool I found. But, you know, this was a huge success. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.